welcome to another RSR. Tonight we are predicting the 2025 CONCACAF Nations League Finals, both semifinals, the third place and the final. Tell you all how it plays out, how the top four will play out, who wins the trophy, who walks out winning a football Four Nations face-off. I think we all know how this one's going to end, but should be interesting. USA, Canada, they're here. Instead of Finland and Sweden, we got Panama and Mexico at this football Four Nations face-off. Interesting. Hey, Jesse Marsh has already been showing this to be like another Four Nations face-off. So you know what? I agree with him. That's the good mentality to have. Prediction de la Liga de Nations de la CONCACAF Final. Here we go. Start with semifinal one. We got USA, United States versus Panama. Estados Unidos contra Panama. United States wins. I think the United States wins this match. I know they've lost Anthony Robinson. He will not be on the squad. They've brought up multiple players, Brian White, Patrick Agamang as strikers. They've brought up Jack McGlynn. They've brought up players like Max Arfston and such. This is definitely not the best 11 for the United States. This is probably, well, I don't know. Going in, I'd say this is the worst situation they've been in coming into one of these final series. Even worse than 2023. They've lost some of their best players. Yeah, they still have Pulisic. They still have Reyna. But there is very much weaknesses on this squad, and they haven't shown the dominance you would expect them to show under Pochettino. They've started to understand things. They've started to. But are they still the same U.S. team they've honestly been for the past couple of years deep down? I say yes. Now, with that being said, you could say, but the best they've looked under Pochettino arguably was that January window, and I would honestly agree. There ain't much to pick from, but I would honestly agree. Now, the thing is with that, do these January window players work well with the regular players? See, that's the big question. Right now, those January window players are legitimately weaknesses compared to the players who play normally for the USA. You're basically putting together a Gold Cup roster plus the main roster. Is that really going to work? I think against Panama, you really won't worry about it. But again, they're going to struggle. Panama is going to give them the fight of their life. This time the USA wins, just like they did back in October. But I think the USA is going to be a lot closer to Panama than you'd think. Still, big enough of a win to make their way through to the final without having extra time, but it's going to be tight. Semifinal 2, Canada versus Mexico. Canada contra Mexico. I have Canada winning. I do. I think Canada's the better team coming into this match. I think Raul Jimenez is cooling down at the wrong time. We know Vasco doesn't trust Santi Jimenez. And honestly, without Raul being hot, this Mexico team still honestly sucks. They just do. Raul Jimenez seemed to be the guy to save their ass. And Vasco doesn't trust Santi. And who knows if Santi performs. Chino Huerta, yeah, he's been playing well in Europe. But let's be honest, as a team, as a group, this Mexico team still sucks. Since Raul ain't firing and Santi, we don't know how he'll do or even if he gets trusted by Vasco. This Mexico team ain't great. I don't think they're any better than they were when Canada played them the last time. I don't think they're any better. If Raul was still on fire, I'd be like, okay, I'm scared. No, and I think Canada have a lot of passion. I think Canada wants to face the USA in the final. Make the final, of course, but, well, even if the USA loses before they even play, they still want to make that final. But I believe Canada are there to win. They don't care who's in front of them. They don't care who they're playing. They don't care what history you have. I think the Canadian men's national team, they've came in with the best, I think the best position truly this time. I think they're coming in the best position with their squad, with their manager, with the situation around the world. I think they're coming in with the best position. They're coming in with a lot of motivation, with the best team, with the best squad, with the best manager, with the best past year, so to speak. Mexico, Vasco, he's done what he had to do, but this Mexico team still hasn't shown anything unless Raul's on fire over the past, post the Copa, since Vasco's gotten in. They haven't shown anything. They've shown they could be a bit tougher. They could show they parked the bus, just like they did against Canada back in September at Jerry World. They did park the bus. But this Canada team's just gotten better since then. This Mexico team has either stood pat or gotten worse. The only reason they had that little moment of, hey, maybe they're better, is Raul Jimenez was on fire. He is not anymore. And Santi is not trusted by Vasco. Simple as. This Mexico team, what's the difference? If that's not happening, if Raul's not on fire, what makes you win? Raul was the prayer. It wasn't Vasco. It wasn't anything else, but Raul's on fire. And that's the good news about the CONCACAF Nations League finals being, what, December, January, February, March, 4 months after the semis, or the quarters, I should say. That's the positive part. I was afraid of Mexico back in November. I was legitimately afraid of what Mexico could do back in November. Now, no. No, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. Hey, if Canada loses, good job, Mexico. You did what your history says you're supposed to do. I don't know if I'll crash out if that happens, but we'll find out. What I do know is if you win, good job. You did what your history was said you were supposed to do. But right now, Mexico, you ain't that Mexico, is my point. Canada wins. So that means our third place game is Panama versus Mexico. Panama contra Mexico, tercer puesto partido. I have Mexico winning. I think Panama, and this is a rematch of the 2023 third place match as well. Only difference is Mexico was the one who got beaten by Canada instead of Panama. But for me, Mexico should beat Panama, just like the USA. Panama's strong. Mexico, even if they don't give a shit, they'll still win the third place match. It's like they did the last time. So Mexico wins and gets the bronze medal. So fourth place Panama, third place Mexico, bronze medal. Final, USA versus Canada, United States versus Canada, Estados Unidos contra Canada. I have Canada winning. Again, a couple of months ago, back in November, I'm like, you know what? I'm leaning more towards the U.S. to win this final. But right now, with all the injuries, with the mishmash squad, they haven't shown much, just like Mexico. Canada's shown the best of these four teams over the past half year. I'd say year, but you can't really say year with Vasco being there. But, since the Copa, Canada's shown the most. Since Poch has come in, since Vasco's come in, Canada's still shown the most to me. And frankly, Canada has a lot more motivation to win this match than the U.S. does. The U.S. has won 3 in a row. Canada wants to make a point. It's just like the Four Nations final. When Canada got punked out in the Nations League, it was 2 years ago. This time it's a rematch. Again. But, one, they already got to get revenge from 2023. Second of all, Canada wants to prove to the USA that, hey, you may have the 51st state talk, but when it comes to sports, you're the 11th province type thing, you know? And I think that's the motivation. It's like the Four Nations face-off. When it matters, Canada wants to win the trophy to make a point. And that's what Jesse Marsch has said. If you've listened to his interviews, he has said point blank period. This is like the Four Nations. We have to make a statement. And damn it, I think they're going to do everything they possibly can to make that statement. This Canada team ain't the same one you saw back in 2023. And the bad part for the USA is their team is banged up. Their team is banged up. Their team's banged up. Canada's isn't. Jesse Marsch, he's done his damn job. Pochettino, jury's still out. Maybe the U.S. makes a statement here, but in the end, I think Canada has the motivation, has the time to make a statement. They have their newer players, as promised David, Daniel Jebison. They might make a statement. You still have Alphonso Davies, you still have Jonathan David, you still have Kyle Larin, you still have Eustachio, you still have that same core. And I think they want to make a statement two-pronged, if not three. Canada finally has won a trophy again. They got revenge for the 2023 final. And when it comes to sports, the U.S. is the 11th province. Just like the Four Nations face-off. Hell, the message of Canada winning the Nations League might be stronger than the Four Nations face-off. Football is not Canada's sport, not the sport they created. Unless you look at women's football, then you could arguably say they did. But at least they were the two front runners, one of the two front runners. Men's, no. But they're getting there. How better to truly make a statement, if you haven't been paying attention, than beating the three-peat USA. I think Canada has more to gain. The U.S. has more to lose. And that's really, in the end, it's all lining up for Canada. That's my big thought. That it legitimately is. 4 months ago, I'd probably tell you, nah, USA's probably going 4 for 4. Canada's going to give up a good fight. But in the end, it's going to be the USA. That's what I would have said 4 months ago with the roster they could have brought, with the different motivation, the different atmosphere. But right now, it's Canada. It's Canada's tournament to lose. It is. They got to play Mexico and the USA, but damn it, might as well do it the hard way. With that being said, I got Canada winning the Nations League for the first time. The first time a team not named the United States holds the trophy. The USA finally winning silver, which is still not bad, all things considered. Mexico winning their second bronze, and Panama finishing fourth for the second time. No, I think it's actually the third. I think they did lose to Jamaica. I have to check that, but they've been in the third place match for 3 straight tournaments. So, we'll see where that goes. With that being said, if you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribe. Send some chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you tomorrow for a live watch along at 6 o'clock Central. USA versus Panama live. Then, after that, we have Canada-Mexico, 9 o'clock, live, 9:30. Live in RSR for the Canada-Mexico match. So 2 lives, 1 review. We got 3 Gold Cup prelims games on Friday, live RSR, and then Saturday, Toronto plays. And that one's not going to be fun. With that being said, I'll see you tomorrow. We got a busy couple of days coming up, but what's new? I'll see you later. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace. See you.